One of my most dog-eared books in my library is this one, A Gamut of Games by the legendary Sid Sackson, published back in 1969. As I've said before, this is a book that should be on every game player's shelf. It is a trove of great games, and the very first game that's in this book is called Blue and Gray. In Sid's introductory paragraph, he explains that he came across this game while looking through old patent files. On April 21st of 1903, patent number 726023 was granted to Henry Bush and Arthur Yeager for a new and improved game board and a description of the game played thereon. The patent has a nice big diagram of the board and the usual arcane legalese description of how to play the game, which takes a little bit of interpretation. Thanks to Sid Sackson, we have it interpreted already. Looking through the Board Game Geek database, it looks like there weren't very many versions of this game that were published. The House of Marbles made this version. I'm not sure when it was, but it's not in their catalog anymore. And it appears that most other publishers did so in the pages of books. And one of those notable publications was the Book of Classic Board Games in 1991 by Klutz Press. But in that book, they called it Cats and Dogs. They ranked it amongst the 15 best board games of all time. That might be a stretch, but I'm glad they think so. The game's also been called Wild West, Thump's Game, and Captain and Soldiers. It is now in the public domain and available in print and play editions and probably on Etsy. And in just a little while, we'll be offering our famous peg edition of Blue and Gray. It's going to be that travel game with the pegs and so on, and very convenient and easy for you to play with, of course, the usual history and the rule book and all that stuff. So be watching for that. I'll be sure and let you know when that happens. If you subscribe to our newsletter, we'll notify you in that way. It's also going to be on the Facebook and Instagram, of course, and right here. And I would like to thank you for stopping by today and ever on. Be sure that you subscribe so that you won't miss those future videos. And I'll also take a moment to thank our sponsor for this week's episode, and that is the letter D. And now, without further ado, here is how to play Blue and Gray. Each player has 18 pieces, 1 captain, and 17 guards. Traditionally, one set is colored blue, the other is colored gray, of course, and the captains are distinguished in some way. Pegs start on the points in the first 2 ranks of each player's side, with the captain placed at the center of the first rank. The choice of first player can be made any way the players choose, and 1 piece, captain or guard, can be moved per turn. Players alternate turns. The guards move in any direction, orthogonally or diagonally, 1 step per turn to an adjacent empty point. Guards can capture by a short jump over an adjacent enemy guard and landing on the point immediately beyond in a straight line. Jumps are mandatory, including as many successive chain jumps as possible. A chain jump can consist of jumps in different directions. If more than 1 guard can jump, the player can choose which guard to jump with and which target to jump. Guards may not enter the center of the board. Each player may use their guards to try to block the advance of the enemy captain. The captains will follow the colored paths from their starting position to the center of the board. The objective is to be the first player to move your captain to that center position. The captain can advance 1 step along its marked path to an adjacent empty point. If another piece occupies that point, the captain cannot move until the point is vacated. The captain cannot leave its assigned path and can only move forward toward the center of the board. The captain cannot capture, nor can it be captured. The winner is the first player to advance their captain to the center of the board. If both captains are blocked and neither player is able to break the impasse, the player whose captain has advanced the farthest wins. This is our version of the game that I say we're going to be coming out with later this year. This is obviously a prototype, but this is pretty much what it's going to look like. As I said, I will let you know when that comes out so that you can get a copy for yourself. And as usual, I want to remind you to be sure and play every day. That's about all I can tell you about the game of Blue and Gray. It came out in a time period where there were still a lot of veterans of the Civil War that were alive, and some in veterans' homes and so on, and they would have reunions now and again and relive some of their experiences, both the bad and the good, I would imagine. If you are interested in the Civil War and gaming, I would recommend this little game to you. This is a battlefield game. It's a two-player game that we've had in our catalog for some time now, pretty popular with the Civil War buffs. There's a video about it that you can see how the game is played, and the link will be in the show notes here to get your own copy. So thanks again for tuning in.